So yesterday, August the 11th, the UNC government just wrapped up their first 100 days in office, and they are in celebration mode. They are celebrating achievements so far and things that are in the pipeline to come. But my question is 100 day really enough to start celebrating? Can you really achieve anything as a government in just 100 days? Let's talk about it. Yes, so the Trinidad and Tobago, the UNC government under the leadership of Kamala Persad-Bessessa seem to be moving at rocket speed. I have to give them credit for that. Since they have been in office, like pretty much every day, you have heard the Prime Minister come out announcing or criticizing. So she's been on the road pretty much every day for the past 100 days. But my question is there really anything substantial that you can do within 100 days to start celebrating? And some of the things that they're talking about, some of the things that she's talking about, that she's mentioning, some of the achievements so far in the past 100 days that she's celebrating, that the party is celebrating, is this their achievement, or is this just something that was in the pipeline from the former PNM government and it's just coming to fruition now and the UNC taking the credit for it? I don't know. But what I must say, you have to give credit where credit is due. And I don't know if it's just talk, but the Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamala Persad-Bessessa, she's been rampant in terms of talking about corruption and talking about the big bank and the small man in Trinidad and Tobago. So you have to give her credit where that is concerned. She's been really talking about that and trying the passion that she's speaking with in terms of bringing back Trinidad and Tobago to its glory days. So far, what I've seen so far seem really good. The Exxon deal that was signed recently, as I said, is this something that was in the pipeline? Because government is not something that things don't just pop up overnight. So I would be very curious to know if this is something that was in the pipeline before and then it just happened right now and the UNC government is taking credit for it. I know the refining plant was something that the previous government was talking about getting back up, and there's supposed to be a deal with a Nigerian company. So all of these things I'm watching, is this refinery deal the same deal from the PNM government with the Nigerian firm that's going to be in charge of the oil refining? But I have to say the Exxon deal is a big thing. That is a big deal. And I believe what is going to be very critical with any new energy deal that Trinidad and Tobago is signing off on is that Trinidad and Tobago cannot make the same mistake that was made in the past. They have to diversify the economy. Gone are the days when you can just depend on oil for the economy. And we see that with other countries. We see it in Dubai. Dubai is an oil-rich country, but still, Dubai, they have been building out their tourism industry for decades, and now they're in a position where they don't have to just depend on oil. So I hope that Trinidad and Tobago will learn a lesson from what happened in Dubai, and we see the same thing now that is happening in Guyana. President Ali is adamant that they're not just going to sit back and live off the oil money, that they're going to diversify, build out other economy, manufacturing, tourism, and other sector. So they're not just depending on oil. So this is very important because even in the election, the Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamala Persad-Bessessa, she stated that the Prime Minister at the time, Dr. Keith Rowley, that he was putting all his eggs in the Dragon deal, and that was not a good idea. So I hope they learn from this. So there's a lot of things that was said in her recent speech celebrating the past 100 days. So let's take a look at what the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago had to say.
First time since 2003, that's about 22 years ago, for the first time, ExxonMobil is coming back to Trinidad and Tobago. We agreed on a prudent phase plan to explore a newly defined ultra-deepwater area known as UD1, ultra-deepwater 1, 7 blocks off the east coast of Trinidad, 2,000 to 3,000 meters deep water. USD1 sits northwest of Guyana's Stabroek Block. In plain terms, this represents a significant new frontier that can supply our energy and petrochemical plants, create good jobs, embrace and enhance our foreign exchange reserves. At the exact completion, tomorrow marks, in fact, the completion of the 100 days in office. Tomorrow. Because the cabinet was sworn in a day after, 2 days after the April 28 election. So, tomorrow, August 12th, exactly 100 days in office, my government will host the largest publicly traded oil and gas company in the world tomorrow, right here in TNT. Tomorrow, Tuesday, August 12th, 2025, we will sign a multi-billion-dollar agreement for ultra-deep-sea drilling in our territorial waters. That area has remained unexplored forever, and now they carry enormous potential for capturing hydrocarbon resources. The message of this signing tomorrow is that TNT is open for business, and investor confidence has returned and is returning to Trinidad and Tobago. ExxonMobil is projected to incur expenditure at $42.5 million US in this first phase of the project. And in the event of success, the project development costs could range from US $16.4 billion to US $21.7 billion right here in TNT. The benefits arising from this project would be enormous, as deep water exploration has the potential to deliver large volumes at high margins, more than offsetting the handicap of tying up a lot of technical capital and technical challenges. So I tell you tonight, from a resource owner's perspective, the potential revenue contribution would be substantial. And likewise, the in-country spend would benefit our local economy. What this means for you is very simple. In the coming months, in the coming years, more decent jobs, from exploration to services, from Point Lisas to the Southland, more reliable fuel and power, supporting lower costs for transport, for businesses and households, stronger foreign exchange to stabilize prices, and support all the essentials that we need to import. So I tell you, there's some who say we should not completely depend on our oil and gas, our energy sector, on the hydrocarbons. But to them I say, our nation has a competitive advantage in the hydrocarbons, in the energy sector, and we should exploit those resources. Don't let those people up in the north tell you, don't do hydrocarbons, because they exploited all of it. Build their developed countries in the north, but we down south of the southern hemisphere, we will exploit our hydrocarbons to benefit the people of Trinidad and Tobago. We have a real plan for the refinery, not just talk. So we will protect national fuel security without wasting money. They sent me a brief recently, Minister Sobers from Foreign Affairs, on the impact of the U.S. tariffs for Trinidad and Tobago. And whilst we are addressing those in several ways, what struck me is they sent me a table containing the balance of trade between the US and Trinidad and Tobago. And on that list, we are importing with hard US currency items that we use to produce at the refinery. Kerosene, jet fuel, other energy products, what you put in your car. We used to produce that. Now we sell our oil and then we buy back the refined products with US dollars. That making any sense to you? We have to get that refinery going. $9 billion in kerosene we imported. $9 billion. When we were producing that here, we had jobs, we had foreign exchange coming out of the refinery. I've put a team in place, energy experts, to get to work as fast as they can. We must get our refinery working again. Confidence is being restored. TNT is open for business again, and the whole world is responding. They're seeking us out. So let's make the place safer as well. Now, I see people going up on TV, and they're showing you two things. Garbage dumped. Who's dumping that? Ghosts? Isn't that human beings dumping in their own neighborhood? I just said to the AG, we had to get back the litter warrants and lock up those people who dumping garbage all over the country.
Okay, so that was Kamala Prasad Besessa, and as I said, that she's very energetic. She seems very enthused about the future of Trinidad and Tobago, and that is a good sign. And another thing that I believe I have to give her credit for also is the diversity of the makeup of the UNC party. Like, I've seen images coming out from even the CC Wine and concert, seeing the different members of the political party, and it is a diverse mix of people representing the UNC government. So that I also have to give credit for. And we will be watching to see what is going on with education. I know education is slipping right across the Caribbean. I think only Barbados right now is doing really well in education, but most of the islands within the West Indies seem to be slipping in education. So hopefully that is something that the Prime Minister can work on also. So guys, sound off in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on the first 100 day under the UNC government. What would be your scorecard for this government? Would you give them an A, a B, or a C? Let me know in the comment section. I think, and as I said, like for me, I tried to be very objective. I try to give credit where credit is due, and when I see something that I don't think is good, I also try to mention that. And so far, within the past 100 days, the things that I've seen so far that caused me a bit of a concern is about the justice system, is about the stand your ground law, and the other systems that's been put in place that I believe that. And as I stated in many videos, we have enough data on those systems in America to show that it does not help with crime fighting. Like, your country is not safer with stand your ground laws. Your country is not safer harming citizens with more firearm. So those are just a few of the things I didn't like about the first 100 days. But as I said, the Prime Minister is definitely working. So sound off in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. And remember, peace. I'm out.